Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. And welcome to another edition of a series which we generally do a lot during the seasons, but not very often, if at all, before a season has started. And that is, of course, Theory Breakdown. So for those that are new to the channel or new to this series or just need a general refresh as to what this series entails, we take a theory or a base for a theory and go over the various options that are being spoken about amongst people online. Whether that be on like YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, MySpace, Bebo, or even AOL Mail. And then we just go over the likelihood of it happening, and in the cases of some of them, we go over like the supporting evidence if it is appropriate to that specific option. And the theme of today's theory breakdown is around Nora Allen not being exactly who she says she is. Now, we have 6 different options and theories that have been talked about at some point, whether they be for like one thread on a website or have been constantly brought up online on like Twitter, YouTube comments, etc. We also don't go in order of the likeliness of the theories happening, as that comes down to like personal opinion. The only real opinion I will give will be at the end when I pick the most likely option out of the theories that are listed. But it is up to you guys in the comments who will let me know which one sounds the more likely of the bunch. Even if you don't think any of them will actually be true, it just helps, if you let me know which one you think sounds the best. And of course, if you want to drop a like on the video, that would be greatly appreciated to show your support for the channel and this series in general. I know most people like this series, just because it gets your brain ticking and thinking and stuff like that. And even though it should be self-explanatory due to what I just went over, let me just say clearly for the people in the back, these are not my theories. Sure, some of them have come across my head and I've mentioned them in videos and stuff, but they're not the ones I've created. You know what I mean? I'm just taking ones from online and presenting them in this video in this format. Okay, let's go. So the first theory that has probably been one of the more talked about ones, especially of recent, is that Nora Allen is in fact Jenna Marie West, or Joe West's daughter that was born right at the end of season 4. So the supporting evidence, if you want to call it, around this theory is that Nora seemed to know a lot about the exact timing of Jenna's birth, as we saw when she rocked up at Cecile's baby shower, which I see as her just like knowing when her auntie was born, especially saying that Nora would be in one of those situations where her auntie, or with others, uncles, are only a handful of years older than them. I personally am not in one of those situations, but I went to school with someone whose uncle was 2 years younger than him. So it happens. So if they were close, when growing up and just close in age, then it is like totally reasonable that Nora would know all this information. The other supporting evidence around this theory is that Nora only makes her presence fully known, as tells people who she is, until after Cecile has given birth to Jenna. So due to this, if she does interfere, she can't actually cancel herself out from the timeline, which is an issue we will reference later on in more detail. Now, this evidence here I can agree with. I think that makes sense and is plausible. If you were time traveling and there was a risk of, Marty McFlying yourself from existence, the smart and logical thing to do would be to either time travel to a time in which you're already born. So you might be like 1 year old, 3 years old, 5 years old, something like that. Or just, you wait until you were born before doing anything major in that period of time that could interfere with like the people vital to bringing you to life, such as your parents. The next theory is that Nora is still Barry's child, like still his daughter, but of a different name. So that could be Dawn, or it could be Dante, or something else, I don't know, Sharon. Now, I think this one doesn't make all that much sense. Unless you are referring to something else in regards to siblings, which we will jump into in a second. If this is Barry's lone daughter, I don't see the benefit in parading around with a random name. If you were just going to tell Barry and Iris that you were their daughter regardless, I think that just cancels out everything. The people that have posted this theory have said that it would be in order to, protect herself, but to protect her from what? As I said, if she is just going to expose herself as their daughter regardless, then I don't see what changing her name is going to do. In my opinion, it just could possibly make things even worse. Because what it could do, it could make Barry and Iris think, okay, crap, this person's name is this, so we're going to change the name, and then it changes you in the future, and it just, creates a big issue in the future. So you're better off just being honest with your name if you're already going to reveal to your parents that you're their daughter. But the next theory that many would have thought about or seen in the past that connects to that last one is that Nora is actually a part of a set of twins, and she isn't actually Nora. Nora could be the other twin, and this person we have here is just pretending to be her. Or Nora could just be a fake name. And obviously this all comes from the comics, in which we have the Tornado twins, otherwise known as Don and Dawn Allen. One of the hot theories that came about last year was that Nora would have been a twin named Dawn, and that one of the twins would have been the girl that showed up at the West House at the end of season 4, and the other twin was the one that showed up at those other 4 points throughout the season. So the crossover, the 2 times with Jitters, and Cecile's baby shower. As one of them had long hair, and then obviously at the end of season 4 had short hair, like we're seeing in the beginning of season 5 as well. I still think that the most plausible theory in the hair issue is that the long hair represents an older version of Nora, or a younger version of Nora, sorry, and the short hair represents an older version of Nora. But that was one theory that many seem to be like rolling with after the end of season 4, just that twin theory was really hot. The next theory has to do with the future and the uncertainty of said future. You don't know who is going to meet who and who is going to get involved with who, and this theory around Nora is that she is in fact a member of the Thorn family from the future. Yes, as in Eobard Thorn, aka Reverse Flash. Now, the logic I'm guessing behind this has to do with the fact that Nora Allen does seem to be like an amalgamation of a few characters, one of those being Bart Allen. And in the comics, Bart is not only a descendant of the Allen family, as you'd expect, because his last name's Allen, his father being Don Allen, aka Barry's son, he is also a descendant of the Thorn family, with his mother Melanie being a descendant of Eobard Thorn. So logically, that could work on the show if they wanted to go down that route. It just matters whether she would be a mix of the Allens and the Thorns, or just the Thorns. The second last theory from this long bunch is that Nora is actually just a random admirer of the Flash from the future who has gained powers. And this sounds very similar to the origin story of Reverse Flash. I have a feeling that the people that pose this theory just don't know the comics. Now, this isn't a raging hot one. I've just seen it in a comment section every now and then. So due to that, people will tend not to go that in depth with it. So I'm going to try and explain this one to the best of my ability as to how I think these people see this playing out. So essentially we have Nora, if that is your real name, and she loves the Flash, looks up to him in the future, favorite hero. But in the future, we have the Flash Museum. She is a frequent visitor to the museum. It's a favorite place to go because the Flash is her hero. So she learns all about him from what she can gather from that museum, and somehow, some way, she gets speed. Don't question me how, like Bebo knows. But then she decides, YOLO, let's go back in time to meet my hero. And that's where we are currently. Sorry if that was like half-assed, but I don't think it is that solid of a theory. It literally just sounds like Reverse Flash's origin story to me. Well, actually, it is essentially the Reverse Flash origin story from the comics, just with Nora, or this girl, copied and pasted in. So if they did that, I guess we're technically getting the Reverse Flash origin story. They're just replacing Reverse Flash with Nora Allen, or this girl character, but I can't see this happening. That just sounds a bit silly to me. But speaking of Reverse Flash, he is connected to our last theory, which I'm sure many of you have heard or read at some point, and that is that Nora is actually the Reverse Flash in disguise. So of course, in the past we have seen Reverse Flash impersonate people on both The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, but it is mainly that line from the Crisis on Earth X crossover from last season, in which Eobard Thawne tells Barry about him never knowing what face he will be wearing next time. So even before the mystery girl was revealed to be Nora Allen last season, or supposedly revealed to be Nora Allen, people were proposing that it could be Reverse Flash in disguise. And even after the season 4 finale, Reverse Flash actually being Nora was still thrown around. But to me, if Reverse Flash was actually Nora, why would her lightning be yellow and purple? I think that is a big downer to that theory, for me at least. I don't see how it's logical to like change that around, and how he could have yellow and purple lightning when he's got red lightning, so it doesn't make sense to me in regards to that. But really, when it comes down to it, if I am going to be completely honest, I really don't think any of these are a big chance of being true. If I had to pick one, I would pick the Jenna Marie West theory, because Nora didn't make herself properly known until Jenna was born. I think that's a really good point. So she can't be erased if that is the case. But you would have to think the most likely occurrence is that she is just Nora Allen, and she will either be erased from the timeline come the end of the season, or somehow, probably in like a nonsensical fashion, she will avoid Marty McFlying herself and get back to the future. Now, many people have asked me, because I haven't really gone into too much detail of recent, why I think Nora will be erased. And it isn't that I want her to. As you would all know, I need as much time with Nora being around so I can get to the stage where we are married. But with Barry and Iris knowing that she is their daughter, this automatically puts pressure on them to have a child at the exact point, or basically, give or take a day in which Nora is supposed to be born. I mean, if Nora actually reveals her proper age, and I can't see how she survives this season at all. It really wouldn't make sense to me at all. Now, that isn't saying that Nora is RIP forever, that there's no more Nora, she's dead forever, make a gravestone, just forget about her or something. It just means that this Nora, the one we have on the show at the moment that's walking around, she will be erased and another Nora will take her place. So one that's maybe born a month later, a week later, a day later, or something like that. It is very similar to how the versions of Barry are replaced, specifically on like the night that the older Nora Allen is murdered, you know, Barry's mother. So you know how when like something changes and like the past changes to a point where that Barry wouldn't have been there, so he disappears and stuff like that, that would happen with Nora. So when Barry changes certain events on that night, other certain Barrys disappear, so that could be the exact same when Nora Allen, the daughter of Barry Allen, at some point in this season. That's how I think it would work. I just can't see logically how Nora survives this season. If anyone wants to present how it is logical, feel free to do that in the comment section down below, because people have agreed with me when I've said this, but no one's been able to, you know, debate the other side and give me a logical reason how she could survive, because it just doesn't make sense in regards to, you know, time travel and stuff. She should be basically gone already. But I'm going to give her, some leeway so the story can play out for this season. But really, she should already be disappeared, or at least disappear like within the first couple of episodes this season, if we're being completely honest. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below which of these theories, if you agree with any of them, would you like to see actually. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below your opinions on what we went over in this video. I know if you don't agree with any of the theories, that's fine, but which of those theories that I presented do you think sounds the most logical in regards to happening on the show? Just let me know in the comment section down below, as well as any other theories that you have that I didn't go over. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.